Hello, welcome to Anshika Academy. Today is the second chapter of 6 NCRT Geography. How the globe and may help us. Energy from the sun, air and water on and to support life activities on the planet Earth. Scientists are consistently studying the Earth and making new discoveries as far as the structure, origin, and the presence of life on Earth are concerned, according to the observations which are made from satellite in 1970. The Earth is not a perfect sphere but resembles an ellipsoid. A model of Earth perhaps can give a more realistic view of Earth. Unlike a photograph, a globe is a model of the Earth as such. It shows accurate sizes and shapes of all the physical features of the Earth, such as oceans and continents. Globes can give a more vivid idea of Earth, but they are rather difficult to carry. However, now we have folded globes that can be inflated. They have become more handy. There are globes which show various relief features which can be felt by our hands. By carefully seeing the globe, we could know the distances between the two adjoining meridians, which decreases as one goes away from the equator to suppose by rotating the globe one can see the Earth's movement. Also, because it is made like the Earth rotating on its axis north-south of the globe is slightly tilted as the Earth has a tilt with its orbit. Globe is just a three-dimensional representation of the Earth. Globe has some limitations as the detail of the minute. Things like roads, railways, towns cannot be properly shown on the globe. So for that purpose, maps of various sizes are drawn on different scales. Maps A map is a conventional delineation of the Earth's surface or as portion thereof on a flat sheet. Without the use of maps, geography cannot be made really interesting or practically useful. With complete the graphic maps properly interpreted and accompanied with pictorial illustrations and descriptions, one should get almost as good an idea of a country as if one had actually visited and traveled over it. In most instances, a map is a diagrammatic rather than a pictorial representation of the terrain. It usually contains a number of generally accepted symbols which indicate the various natural, artificial, or cultural features of the area it covers. Cartography or map making is the art which has realized the presentation of the world in miniature with the assistance of astronomy, mathematics, and the arts of drawing, engraving, and printing. It has gradually developed to its present stage of perfection, and it may be said that there is almost no limit to the possible improvement of maps in conveying exact and graphic descriptive information. One map may contain as many facts as a big book. Maps can be carried and handled easily. The physical features like oceans, continents, and other relief features can be shown better on maps as compared to the globe. The early maps often served several purposes. They provided photographical details about a country as well as information about the area in relation to the navigator's country. The earliest map which we know about was made in 2300 BC. It was drawn on a clay table or a tablet. Ancient people used to make maps by different techniques. Eskimos used to cut coastal islands on dark colored animals' skins. Egyptians used to engrave maps on metal plates. People in the Pacific islands used to make planes by knotting reeds. An Egyptian geographer and a map maker made map making a science. His name was Ptolemy. In his map, he first showed direction by drawing a north line at the top of the map. Maps may be used for a variety of purposes, and as a result of a number of specialized types of maps have been developed: topographic maps, thematic maps, political maps, physical maps. Topographic maps. Such maps show the natural features of the area covered as well as certain artificial features known as cultural features. Because of the great variety of information included on them, topographic maps are most often used as general references maps. Thematic maps. Thematic maps. Such maps show the weather conditions, climatic zones, vegetation, etc. Political maps. Such maps show the states and the countries of the world with proper boundaries. Physical maps. Such maps are drawn to show the relief features of the Earth's surface, such as rivers, oceans, plains, mountains, and plateaus. Pillars of the maps: distance, direction, and symbol. For a map to contain a large amount of easily readable information, a system of symbols must be employed. Many commonly used symbols have become generally accepted or are rapidly understood. The cities and towns are indicated by dots or patches of shading. Shading streams and bodies of water are often printed in blue, and political boundaries are shown by colored lines or dotted lines. A cartographer devises a great variety of symbols to suit various needs. For example, a dot may be used to symbolize the presence of 10,000 herd of cattle. The symbols used on a map are defined in the map's key or legend. The use of symbols make the map clearer and easier to read. The commonly used symbols are called conventional symbols. Sometimes colors are also used to show certain physical features. For example, water bodies are shown in blue color, plains in green color, plains in yellow, and mountains are brown color. Snow on hills is shown with white color. Distances. Maps reduce great surface in little, and the relation to relation of proportion which exists between the map and the actual surface it represents is called the scale. The scale is commonly represented in figure of 1 anupat 100,000, which means that 1 unit measured on the map represents 10,000 of the same units on Earth's surface. A map to this scale is also sometimes called a centimeter to the kilometer map. On most maps, the scale is indicated in the margin and frequently a divided line showing the scale length of such units as 1, 5, and 10 kilometers of miles or both on the original area is provided. Ordinary topographic maps such as those of the USA issued by the US Geological Survey are usually made to a scale of 1:62,500 for military purposes. Scales as large as 1 ratio 15,008 are used since the early years of 20th century. A number of governments have been collaborating on a standard map of the world at a scale of 1 ratio to 1 million. Maps can be drawn to any scale, a millimeter, 100 kilometer, or 1,000 kilometer, or even more. When the scale is shown in lines, it is called a linear scale. When the scale is known in word instead of lines, 1 centimeter equal to 100 centimeter, this method is called representation by statement. Directions. Direction is a very important part of any map. On all the projections of the map, you can see an arrow with the letter NEWS. The arrow in the north direction is called the north line. Likewise, the direction can be known as east, west, and south. You know that the direction of sun rising east. You can easily find the other three directions. If your face is towards the sun, then your back will point towards the west, and the left hand on the north, and the right hand towards the south. These four main directions are called the cardinal points of a map. The four intermediate directions of north are northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. These four directions in between the cardinal points are the intermediate directions. Plane. A plane is a detailed drawing of a small area on a very large scale. A map represents a large area. A map cannot provide details of the school building or a small area of a town. For this purpose, we need a plane. It is a layout of a building or a school or a playground or an office, etc. Here is the plane of an office. Here you can see the arrangement of the employees' tables, windows, and doors, and the location of a particular table. Also, a plane also shows layouts of various rooms and spaces. However, a map shows only important features of an area. So, a map covers a large area in a small scale, and a plane covers a small area on a large scale, and also shows details of the area relief. In the representation of the Earth's surface, one of the most important and at the same time the most difficult feature of the treat advocaatly is the physical relief of a country. The delineation of hills and plains, the distinguishing of high grounds and low grounds, the varying heights of hills and mountains, and the depths of valley and gorges are known as relief. The two methods generally used are hill shading and contour lines, each of which may be treated in a variety of ways, and sometimes they are combined. The coastline or sea level line is a natural contour line of uniform level. Hill slopes are indicated by a method of hill shading. These lines are indicating the direction of the slope. Where the slopes are less steep, the lines are finer and wider apart, gradually tapering off and becoming lighter until they stop where the slope ends, so that there is no hill shading on level country. Facts of the diameter of equator 12,776 12,756 किलोमीटर. Diameter of core 7,000 किलोमीटर. Mass of earth 5,900 billion ton. Land area 149 149 million square kilometer. Age 4,600 million years. Atmosphere 78% नाइट्रोजन, 21% ऑक्सीजन, 1% आर्गन. टाइम टू रोटेट ऑन एक्सिस 23 घंटा 20-56 मिनट. और टाइम टू ऑर्बिट 10 दिन 6 घंटा. Important terms: ellipsoid, the irregular oval shape resulting when a cone is cut by an oblique plane which does not intersect the base. Sphere, a round or ball-like shape resembling the globe. Map, a conventional delineation of the surface. Cartography, art of map making. Conventional symbols, commonly used symbols. Cardinal points, four main directions. Plane, detailed drawing of a small area. Thanks for watching.